Hey guys, welcome back. It's your broad living to die over here, and we are gonna jump into this week's video with Pinterest inspired wall hangings. The first wall hanging that you're gonna see is gonna be the one that is hanging in my office. I see it all the time, so I wanted it to be beautiful and mesh with how my office looks. The second wall hanging you're gonna see is also my second attempt to make it. The first attempt that I did, I completely lost my shit. It broke when I hung it up on the wall, and I wanted to cry. I had Paul holding the bottom pole still, so it stayed level to the top pole, and this isn't making sense right now, but when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, I see. But the end results are great. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can get all my updates instantly. Let's get started. You can buy these plain wooden dowels at any local craft store. Just pick the length that you want. Do a quick circle of hot glue around the tip and begin to wrap your rope or yarn, whatever you choose, to cover that entire wooden dowel. Once you've wrapped it in its entirety, you're going to seal it off as you did in the beginning with a little bit of hot glue. To hang this wall hanging up, you're just going to do the same as you did before with a little hot glue. Wrap a piece of yarn around it and then do the same to the other side. Now we're good to go to add the tassels. You're going to need scissors, your type of yarn that you would like, and something to wrap this yarn around for the length of the tassel that you want. I wanted mine a little bit more chunky, so I wrapped the yarn around it about 60 times to get the thickness, and then you snip the end. To hold the top of the tassel together, just stick a piece of extra yarn, shimmy it to the top, and tie a knot. Flip it around to the other side and snip it with some scissors until it's completely separated, and there you go, you have a tassel. I'm super OCD and wasn't sure what kind of yarn I wanted to hang with yet, so I just put a piece of floral wire in there to hang it up so I can tie them appropriately to make the little top of the tassel. I hang it up because it is the easiest way to do this portion of the DIY. You're just going to tie your choice of yarn around it into a knot. Wrap that around a couple of times so you get the thickness that you want so you can see it on the tassel. To close it off, just tie another knot and snip the extra yarn, and there you go. This is where I told you my OCD came in, and once I realized that I liked the look of the natural rope, I just stuck tweezers underneath where we close that tassel and pulled it through. Tie a knot and snip it, and then we can hang them up. To get a better lay of the land, I measured out my dowel and I marked the middle point so I can hang my first tassel. I knotted all my tassels onto the dowel and I spaced them accordingly. I also did different lengths, so there was a different variation at the bottom. Gather up your inspiration to put onto that wall hanging. Put a piece of tape on the back of the rope and then stick your inspiration directly onto that piece of tape and it will hang perfectly. The best part about these boards is that you can hang whatever you want on it, but I love to use them as vision boards. That way you can look at them every day at what you're working towards. Before we head into this next wall hanging, I just need to tell you how fucking difficult it was the first time around. It kicked my ass. I did it in the most difficult way possible until I did it the way that you're gonna see it. Fucking killed me. For this wall hanging, you're gonna need 2 wooden dowels. I chose 3-footers and I spray painted them black. I wanted to add a little bit of gold to make it a little bit more chic for our bedroom, so I taped off the tips and began to paint it with the gold leaf. You can get the gold leaf at any local craft store. Once it's dry, go ahead and rip off the tape and you'll have a smooth line all the way around. You can pick out any yarn that you want, but I chose a thinner, more sturdy black one to do black on black. I tied a little bit of that yarn around the seam of the paint to clean it up a bit, and then I proceeded to do the same thing to make the hanging piece as we did on the last one. I should have done this from the start, but I laid out my wall hanging how I wanted it directly on my wall onto a sheet onto the floor. I then tied the yarns from the bottom to the top. There you guys have it, 2 different wall hangings that you can execute so easily for under $30, and that's not just under $30 for one of them, it is under $30 for 2. So that's a fucking steal, guys. A steal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, show me some love. We've just started. This is the tip of the iceberg, and there is so much more to come. All my social media is linked below. Go ahead and follow me outside of this YouTube bubble. Stay tuned. I will see you next week.